mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Veterans, do you know what local, state, and federal benefits and services you're eligible to receive? Do you want help navigating the application or appeals process? Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. You've served our country, now let us serve you. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Ricky, you were in college, in around during the heyday.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying that tells me there's something to it.
It was next level. And I'm talking about, I was in there for when they played Washington. I've been in there for Oklahoma, Nebraska. I've been in there for Colorado, Nebraska, 1-2s, 1-3s. And look, it was good, but that was next level.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome into On the Block, a Tuesday edition of the show. Eric Strickland is being charitable with his time and his money. He's out on the links right now at a charity golf event. Appreciate Stricky doing that. Good guy, Eric Strickland, will be with us starting around 3 o'clock. Got a call from him. Said they were stuck on hole number 17, and Stricky, being the patient guy he is, not going to play through. So he's taking his time on the golf course. He's got to finish up, but when he's done, he will join us on the block. So with that, I turn to my right. Welcome in Chancellor Brewington. Chancellor, thanks for sticking around another hour, man. Appreciate you.
Of course. I'm glad to be on the block.
Yes, you are on the block. It is brought to you by NEBCO. NEBCO is hiring for both constructors and ready mixed concrete. Check that out at nebcoinc.com, constructorslincoln.com, or readymixedconcrete.com if you're interested in starting your new career today. 402-464-5685, the numbers if you have any thoughts on anything we're talking about during the show, as always. Let's just dive right into Husker football here, Chancellor. Some stuff that Nick and I didn't get to on the block yesterday that I still think is relevant for the Huskers moving forward. The biggest question I think I still have as it relates to the Illinois game is, was it a wake-up call for the Huskers? Was it a reality check? Because on the text line, on social media, which I know is not real life, and in the locker room better than any, you know how to tune it out. But it just feels like I got this sense of, oh, this team was never for real. We didn't see him play anyone legit. Now 7-5 is maybe the ceiling. Be lucky to win 6 games and go to a bowl game. And I can understand that if the conversation around this team was 7-0 has to happen going to Ohio State. This team is a team of destiny. Everything is aligning. But the reality is Nebraska took care of business the first 3 games. Nebraska was in a game against Illinois that, I don't want to speak for you, but me, I underrated Illinois. They were a lot better coming in than I thought they were going to be. I saw Nebraska drastically improved. I thought Illinois lost a lot of pieces from last year that would have it not in the position it was. I think their OC called a heck of a game. Bielema managed the game pretty well, all things considered. And Nebraska didn't play terribly, but it lost, and it was some of the same molds, maybe a little bit of new here and there. But to me, Chancellor, the sky wasn't falling. And I think Jay said it best on Old School. You just got beat. You beat yourself. Illinois was just a little bit better at some key moments as well. Everything this team wants to accomplish is still on the table. So, yeah, Nebraska lost a game, but I don't think this was a team. I don't think this was a program that was way out ahead of its skis, way overperforming. And I don't think this was even a group that was looking past Illinois or looking back on what it did and smelling itself. I think Nebraska just lost a football game. And it sucks to say, but that's just kind of the way of the world sometimes.
Yeah, I think they just lost. And so when I look at this game, I look at a few things. You have to look at the defense. You have to look at the defense. You have to look at the things that Illinois was able to do in the red zone. And, there's a lot of just self-inflicted wounds, the MJ Sherman penalty, then they go and score right after. And that was kind of like the theme of the game. We still had 2 takeaways, right?
Yep.
Still had 2 takeaways. I believe that was John Bullock and Sayer Wright. So a really positive point. But I think this game, and here's what I'll say. If we make that field goal, nobody's talking about this.
Exactly.
Right. And we're talking about, oh my goodness. Right. So, 10 feet to the right on that kick, we're talking about a whole different game.
Or 6 inches into Lyndon Meyer's hands. Either one.
Exactly. Either one. So, but what I think this game did is it shed light and it exposed some things in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way. It's really how you want to take it. So when I look at this game, it showed, okay, we have some holes on special teams that I think we kind of overlooked and overshadowed weeks and previous weeks. Our punt team needs some correction. We already had a punt block, right? We already, punted the ball the wrong way, return, all these different things. Even the kick return against Colorado kind of got overshadowed, right? We've had some struggles there. And in the kicking game, we've had some struggles. So when I look at this game, I'm like, man, maybe this is kind of good. It's kind of, I look at it as, if there's a game we wanted to, not wanted to lose, if there's a game, to lose in the situation, going into, pure Big Ten play, this kind of establishes and shows, okay, where's this team at? Where do we need to get better at? And where are we good at? Because it showed where we're good at. We can throw the football.
Yeah.
We can throw the football. We have a stud at quarterback that is not fooled by all of Illinois' confusing coverages, wasn't fooled at all, made some great decisions, balls on target, right? So we have some really positive points. And I'm sure we'll talk about that.
We certainly will. While you mentioned Dylan Raiola, right? Tony White took the podium today, and one of the answers that he gave ended with this. We got the freshman quarterback over there balling his butt off. You score 24 points, you have to help it. That's on the defense. Tony White also took some accountability, saying, he must not have shown the guys the Illinois' goal line sets enough. And then even Marcus Satterfield said both interceptions that Dylan Raiola has thrown were jump balls. As a receiver, right, you gotta come down with those. And everyone's going to take their own accountability for it, right? Offensive coordinator is going to say, yeah, Dylan's got to throw it maybe a little bit better, but hit your hands, you got to come down with it. Dylan said, yep, that's on my fault, made the wrong throw. Receivers, Isaiah Nair was asked in the press conference, said, I got to fight more. I got to do that. This is a program, Chancellor, that I don't think can take a sense of urgency for granted. It has to operate with it every day at all times. And that's why it's disappointing to hear stuff like, we didn't show them all the film, something that they do. Or, yeah, I need to fight for this ball better, in the heat of the moment. Like, this needs to be a team that can't think about going that extra mile and going that extra step. And yet, despite that, They took a much improved team that's in the top 20 to overtime and had every opportunity to win this game in regulation.
Every opportunity. So when I look at this, and I've talked about this before, but I want to talk about it with you, Austin, the overflow from Frost's era on this team, right? So you got the Ty Robinsons, the Isaac Giffers, the Henrys, the Bryces, all those guys, Ramir Johnson. So now when you look at this team, when you get in these tight battles, I think there's what's happening right now, and this is why this is really good for this team, because you get in these close games, right? And in your subconscious, right? Because of what happened in the Frost era, 3-9, 4-7, 4-8, whatever you want to call it, right? 5-8, 5-7. I mean, there's all this like subconscious work where you have to beat out of your subconscious all these tight game losses, right? And I think this is what we're seeing around the city. And if you're on Twitter, you've seen plenty of this, right? YouTube, is that we're seeing a bunch of people going back to the Frost era and thinking we're that same team. But Rule has established something to where, look, when we get in these tight games, he alluded to it in presser today. I mean, Dylan and these young guys, they didn't get tight, right?
No.
And so this is what I'm talking about. There's this new wave of this culture that aren't getting tight in these tight situations, right? And I think it's the Frost guys that needs to just take a step back, and just say, hey, look, we're not the team of old. This is a whole new team, and we just need to go out and simply win.
And that's probably hard to do because you've been in that culture for 4 years and then this new one for 2. And that's where I think it's fascinating to see the personnel decisions from the coaches, especially on defense, Chancellor. If that's where we're going to focus this segment, which I think is totally fair, it is a veteran defense. It's been around for more than 2 years in most cases. As a coach, whether you're Tony White, Matt Rule, any of the position coaches, I can imagine it's a tricky line to walk between, hey, these are our 11 black shirts, 12 black shirts, whenever it is they handed out, guys that we trust, that have been there, that have paid their dues. They're good football players. We know they're good football players. We saw, top 15, top 20 caliber defense out of them last year, and it just didn't show up against Illinois. There's got to be a way for the coaches to walk the line between these are upperclassmen we trust, we need them on the field for stability, versus, hey, we can just sense that this first unit doesn't have it right now. It might be a risk to put younger guys in to play with their hair on fire, but clearly the defense needed a spark, and it never got one. Was that a place where maybe Tony White needed to maybe have his finger on the pulse a little more and say, sorry, veterans, you had your chance. We gave you every opportunity. We got to let young guys, spark something and see if they follow?
Yeah, that's a great point. So I when I talk about this defense, I talk about there's I would say 3 energy plugs or spark plugs as you just mentioned. I would say they're Mekhi Bayer. I would say that's our spark plug, our energy plug. I would say the other on the D line is Jamari Butler.
Yes.
And then I would say on the back end it's Isaac Gifford.
Okay.
Right. And just the style of defense he plays in the structure of the defense where he's just free hitter, like he's just running sideline to sideline, just tearing guys up. Right. So when I look at this and I look at those 3 guys, and I'm not putting it on them, I'm just looking at the energy standpoint because it looked flat. It just looked flat. And Isaac in the presser said today, we just got punched in the mouth and we didn't respond. So when I saw that and I heard that and I'm watching the game, I'm like, okay, well, there's a bunch of pieces that didn't play like themselves. I mean, Tommy Hill starts off the game, gets beat for a touchdown, and just look very awful technique. I mean, just
was that on him or was he expecting safety help?
Right. So that's tough because I'm seeing Deshaun's down. Either way, the technique was wrong. Okay. So I'm like, okay, like either way, we got to fix that, right? But so when I look at this defense, there was, I would say, almost everyone didn't play good. Like literally almost everyone. And the 3 guys I would say that need the spark, whether it's just a big hit or a big play, tackle for loss, they didn't have anything. And so that's not a shot at them, but it just specifically talks about the defense and how we just needed some juice. And it was always flat. Even the last drive, you stop Illinois after you miss field goal. Like it just still was flat. It still was flat, even with the stop.
It felt like you were holding on for dear life, more so than setting the tone. And to the defense's credit, a young guy, or at least a new guy, came in and made a play. Sierra Wright on that corner blitz, right? Despite a tough day for a defense, you win the turnover battle, and Sierra Wright makes a huge splash play that sets Nebraska up, which is, I think, again, kind of the frustrating part for Husker fans is that as poorly as the defense would tell you it played, from head coach, coordinator on down through every guy that took a snap, not up to their standard. The defense made a play at a big moment, and then the offense didn't come through. The offense had another dry spell, only 7 points in the second half in overtime, and then special teams like you mentioned. So as much as I think Husker fans want to keep pointing to, oh yeah, the defense needed a spark, the offense needs to do more.
Yeah.
Right? Offense could have done more. Special teams needs to do more, and that's where it's tough because Nebraska's right there, right? So close. You had a top 25 team. Yes, you were ranked higher than them at home. I get it. You got to find a way to win the game. But despite everything that went wrong, Nebraska's right there. Is that a credit to the coaches? Is that a credit to the players that even when they're not at their best, they're still competitive? What does it tell you that Nebraska's always so close, but never there?
Yeah. And so when you talked about the offense needs to do a little bit more, and I'll stay right there. If 24 points, if I'll say this, if we know that we can't really depend on a kicker to win the game, I think moving forward as an offense, you kind of have to wear that badge and take it with pride and be willing to say, hey, 30 points is our minimum. Because we're and if the game calls for 40, we have to find a way to score 40. So it's whatever the game calls for as this offense. And there's no shot at the defense. I would say it's more so awareness of where you're at in the special teams game. Because look, I mean, nobody around here wants to put right now moving forward. Let's say the Purdue game goes down to 4th and 2, on the 32-yard line going in. What do you think is going to happen now? We're not going to let it go to a kicker, right?
No.
We're just not going to. So I think moving forward, we have to just know as an offense, and I talked about the subconsciously know every time we get in the fourth quarter, we are trying to score as many points as possible if it's a tight game, because we cannot let it get down to, a 40-yard field goal or a 30-yard field goal or even a 28-yard field goal.
Right. And that's where Matt Rule, Marcus Satterfield, and Tony White factors into this as well. Have to manage the team they have, not the team they want, right? It's one thing to say we want to be a fourth quarter team. We want to be physical, own time of possession. But if you got to put up points, you got to put up points. And that's where, again, fair or not, I think that puts more responsibility on Dylan Raiola, not just to quarterback the offense, but Chancellor to really spearhead that movement of 4th and 4 or less. I am lobbying. I am being demonstrative on the field. Give me the ball. You went and get me. You think I'm the best player on the offense?
Yeah.
Give me the play call. I'm diving in even more so on our best short yardage plays. What are the 3 or 4 that I like? Who are the guys in these plays? Who are the personnel out there with me that I know 9 times out of 10 or more we're converting this 4th down? I'm not going to put it all on coaches. I don't want to put it all on Dylan for the offensive shortcomings, not all on the supporting cast. But I think even more, if the offense does have to take another step forward, more is expected of Dylan Raiola beyond just a normal freshman and beyond even just a normal freshman starting quarterback.
Yeah, you kind of show, if you're Dylan, you kind of showed where you're at, mentally, from an intelligence standpoint and obviously physical play. You kind of showed that you can handle all this.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I think about, when we get inside, when we get past the other team's 40, we get inside that, high red zone or, getting around that 30. I think we get in, we call it think 2 situations. So on 3rd down, you think about 2 more plays. So let's say it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. You're thinking about, okay, if we get 4 yards on this play, it's going to be 4th and 1. We're not going to run off the field. We're always thinking 2. So I think now it's kind of a play where I know we go to analytics for 4th down and, what's our probability of hitting it. But I think now the probability goes down a little bit based on where our kicking game, and it's going to be interesting to see, because there's going to be a situation against Purdue. There's going to be a situation. I don't know if it's 1st quarter, 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter, where it's going to be like a 35-yard field goal. It's going to be like 4th and 3. And Coach Matt Rule is going to have to make a decision. Are we going to trust the kicking game or are we going to trust this offense? Because if we talk about the offense, 3rd down, we're converting at a really high rate.
Pretty darn good so far.
Pretty high. I mean, Dylan's doing a really good job when it's in his hands, I would say. And I would say the one call I did not like was the slant to Carter Nelson. I did not like that. Just from a schematic standpoint, I thought, putting in a true freshman in that situation where there wasn't, he did. I think that was his only play of the whole game, right on offense.
I think so. Yeah.
So you put him in for a crucial moment. I would have loved to maybe, target Banks on that, knowing they're going to come out and man. But other than that, it's going to be interesting to see. There's going to be a moment. It's going to be, 4th and 3, 4th and 2, on the 35, 32-yard line. And Coach Matt Rule is going to have to make a decision. And I know what Nebraska fans, they're going to be mad either way. If we throw it and we don't get it, they're going to be mad, whatever. If we miss it, they're going to be mad. So.
But if they get it, it's, they're mad geniuses. Look at them. They did it, right? And that's where I'm going to hop on this train if I haven't been already. Try the best you can to judge the process, not the result. It's hard to do, and you don't know exactly the play call or all the factors that go into it. But even on TV, there's enough coverage of this program. We all have our own thoughts and opinions on it that we don't have to know the exact thought process to get a good enough gauge of it. Good. And that's, Chancellor, why I'm not so mad about throwing on 3rd and 3, where you just miss Lindenmeyer, right?
Yes, I'm not mad at it either. I love it.
Well, of course you're not. You're a former tight end. You always want the ball situation. So you're just being a homer on that one. No, I'm kidding. But we've litigated that enough. But again, results matter. It's a results-based industry. It's win or it's loss. But there's a lot of gray. It's not necessarily all black and white. So I'd ask Husker fans to be fair and be charitable instead of just always jump to conclusions and assumptions. Let's go to break here on the Husker football offense. 4 games, 3 times Nebraska football has scored to end the first half. Let's take a look at those drives. What has Nebraska done well? Can that start translating to the second half? We'll talk about that. Austin Norman, Chancellor Brewington, when we get back to On the Block.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a few showers are possible this morning, but we'll see mostly sunny skies this afternoon, and the high around 79. Tonight, mostly clear skies and calm winds, the low around 52. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds with an afternoon high around 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 on or off-road. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Austin Norman, Chancellor Brewington with you here in the 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street. Stop by, come see us, wave through the window, grab a cup of coffee at the mill. In fact, I have some gift cards in back, so if you want to swing by, get a cup of coffee here on me, I got a gift card for you. Just head down to the studio. I believe we have Strick on stream as well. Stricky, how you feeling, my friend? How's the swing? How's the body feeling?
You see my face? I'm tired, boss. My body is aching, back is sore. I need a massage, and I need to get in the jacuzzi. I need all of that. I need that good training stuff that Chancellor and those guys used to get, you know, when the body aches after a big game on a Saturday. That's the kind of work I need right now.
Who is in your golf group?
No, it's regular people that donate to it. So a lot of us are out here. A lot of got to see a lot of my old Nick buddies, Allen Houston, and obviously like Byron Scott's here. Rodney Hampton, who played running back for the New York Giants, is here. There's quite a few people, man. Herb is here. Williams, who played for the Knicks. Charles Oakley, he ain't slapped nobody yet, so we good. So,
yes, stay out of the line of fire there, Stricky. Whose golf team is better, Allen Houston or Charles Oakley?
I'd probably say Allen. Allen is pretty good.
That makes sense. Smaller guy, probably more compact swing, fewer moving parts, right?
I talked to Oak just a second ago, and he was saying the same thing I was saying. He's like, I just can't turn his back. I said, yeah, bro. I'm saying I get it because I'm feeling the same way you feel it right now.
Hey, that's funny.
It's cool. It's a cool day. So it's a cool day. There's been a lot of waiting because each hole is doubled up. So it's hectic. It's not as hectic as what happened on this former weekend. I know you guys have talked about it a lot, and for me, one thing when you was talking about the last segment about whether or not it's a wake up call, I think in a lot of ways it is. I think that one of the things we talked about here is how can you deal with success? I don't think that's necessarily the problem. I also said, I hope they don't leave it in Tristan Albano's hands, because I don't know. I didn't think he was quite ready for the big moment yet. Obviously, the big moment came. You can't fully blame it on him, because I think they had multiple opportunities to win this game. I think I also said in this game, if they have more than 3 penalties that are that are going to affect the game. When you have penalties over 100 yards in a game, that's tough to overcome, and yet you were still right there to do it. Missed pass by I don't think he misses that again. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. I don't think he misses that again. And then you've got to deal with the psyche of not being able to do the 2 things that we talked about: winning against a ranked opponent, which you haven't done since 16, and then also winning a 1-score game. So now you've got to deal with the psyche of that. That was a great opportunity to break through, and they just weren't able to do it. But here we are. It's all good. It's all good. I think it's a great wake-up call. It's something to learn. You hate that they had to learn it at home this early, because then it makes the latter half of it a little bit more difficult now that you got to go on the road.
Right. And let's start with that. Nebraska does go on the road for the first time this year. I mean, there's 2 schools of thought here. One of them is you're on the road, right? I mean, Purdue, 11 a.m. shouldn't be a crazy crowd, but you're still on the road. Freshman quarterback making his first road start. Maybe it's going to be a tougher environment. But I think the flip side of that conversation is there's maybe less pressure, right? You've gotten so used to playing in front of 85, 86, 90,000 people, whatever it was, against Colorado, that maybe the team was tight because it was at home. Maybe felt too much pressure to put on a good show. Is there maybe some comfort, Chancellor? We'll start with you, and then Strick, I want your thoughts as well. Is there maybe an added challenge that you like for this team, that it has to create its own energy and there's no excuse to not come with a chip on your shoulder because everything comes from within, instead of maybe relying on a crowd?
Yeah, so I got the opportunity to play at Purdue. Like you said, not a crazy environment. The field, is going to have some potholes in it, right? So it's not the craziest environment, but I think it's perfect for a young quarterback to go into there and to get his job done and to execute. And for a defense that needs to put a beating on someone and needs to come out swinging, I think Purdue's the perfect environment for that, because the lack of life that's already in there, you can suck that out, by the defense going there and executing. But it's really, I mean, this whole week is really just what did we put on film that exposed us, and not even looking at it as a loss, just looking at it as a film perspective. Okay, we lost, defense, bad eye discipline. We get in the red zone, all this different goal line stuff, right? So we know what Purdue's going to throw at us. This week is all about preparing in those situations and in those circumstances.
Strick, you always love being at home, but is it always more pressure to go on the road, or is it freeing sometimes to get away from your home crowd?
I think it's freeing. And again, this whole year for me is a learning lesson. It's a lesson that you can really grow off of if you take each week. And as Chancellor said, some of these weeks may be film weeks, some of these weeks may be development week on specific area. I think even the coordinators can look at themselves and have questions about maybe some things they could have done or done better. I think it's, as a whole, all of them need to look at that, especially the discipline part. Those are the things you can correct, and that's a personal thing. That's an individual and a collective thing, that the mistakes that are being made and understanding how costly they can be to a team and in the game. So I think that's what they're going to be able to learn and take those what they are able to, those teachable moments, and take that into Purdue. And hopefully you'll be able to, come out victorious.
One thing that I think Husker fans can be hopeful will make the trip with the team to Purdue, obviously the defense, obviously the run game. We know those things, in the past travel well. But the passing game, and especially the 2-minute offense, 3 out of 4 games Nebraska scored. The one game they didn't, they got down to the 25-yard line for Northern Iowa. Chancellor, when you look at Nebraska's offense in that, end of first half sort of scenario, last 4 minutes, last 3 minutes, then last 2 minutes a couple times here, What's worked for the Huskers that's enabled them to score 3 out of 4 times going into halftime?
Yeah, I think it's Dylan's efficiency, being able to dissect defenses. Illinois threw a bunch of different coverages that at Nebraska, showing zone, playing man, showing man, playing zone, a bunch of different things. And as a freshman, and just as a quarterback in general, he showed his IQ, and I think that's what separates him. So in these 2-minute drives, he's able to just really dissect these defenses. And it sparks a question now. Is this a passing offense? You know, Rule he said he wants 20 to 15, 20 carries for number one guy, 15 carries for the second guy. Now, is this a thing where we're probably not going to see 35 carries because Dylan's executing at such a high level? And it's kind of like, if there's someone we want the ball in their hands, especially in, end of game stuff, we saw him fourth quarter go and drive and get a touchdown. You talk about 2-minute. I kind of want the ball in Dylan's hands to make a decision.
Strick, how do you view it? Stricky?
Yeah, I can't say that I view it any differently than Chancellor does. I think I'll say for a great majority of let me just say how I really feel about it. I think I can trust Dylan. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like you can trust him. Like his interceptions, and Chancellor, he's been he's a receiving tight end, so he would understand this. A couple of those, especially the one with Nayor, I think you want to be real aggressive in that situation. Like, I think he was a little tentative in the way that he approached that ball. Like, he needed to go get it fully through in every way possible. It's tug and yank and grip and grab and scrape trying to get that thing. And that's the way when you high point a ball and someone even comes in the realm in the range of trying to take it from you, you got to go into like, that's your best toy, and you don't want to give it up. No one can play with this toy. You know what I'm saying? When you was a kid, there's toys you were like, no, you can't play with that one. You can play with this one, and you give them the weakest of the toys. That's how it is, man. You got to be like that. But I do trust him. Again, I think there's a lot of things they could have done differently. Here's another aspect that I saw. Their coverage. Like, the quarterback for Illinois was literally able to hike the ball in shotgun and just step and throw. Like, it should be a hesitation because I'm on that. I think they gave him a lot of space. Like, I would have forced them to make a big play. It got to a couple points where, you wanted to force. I think we were giving them too much, and they were just running little short outs, quick outs, and they were just throwing the ball. They were able to move it pretty quickly. I think that was that was a mistake. I think we should have forced them to make a play, and we didn't do that. So I think there's a lot of things we can learn.
Chancellor, when you look at Nebraska in these late half scenarios, it hasn't been perfect in terms of clock management, but you've had dudes on the field, right? You mentioned Dylan Raiola, but 2 stud receivers in Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nayer. Should Nebraska, even if it goes against what Matt Rule says he wants, dominant running fourth quarter team, should Nebraska consider going tempo more often, whether it's to start a half, get a good play, and then go tempo, no subs, keep your best players on the field? Is it super situational? Is it something Nebraska could consider, busting out as a spark in the second half?
That's a great point. I'm in actually complete agreement that they should be a tempo team in some situations. For one reason in particular, and there's thousands of reasons, but in one particular, the thing about this offense is there's a lot of big plays. When I say big plays, over 30, 40 yards, right? We've seen a lot to Lloyd, we've seen a lot to Banks, Nayer, all these different things. What happens is right after a big play, the defense is sporadic, right? And that's the best time to go tempo.
Oh crap, we just gave up a big play.
Go inside zone,
mad at each other, something.
Right, go inside zone, get downhill, get a weird, maybe an unbalanced formation, run inside zone, right? So I think we're seeing that this offense has the big play capability, and combining that and mixing that with some sporadic tempo. And maybe it's not a thing where we're Oregon back in the day, right? But there's moments where we can capitalize on the defense, because guess what? Every defense is susceptible to tempo. Every defense is. So we just have to understand when we're going to use it. But I really think it will make our offense that more efficient.
And Strick, we've talked about this in the basketball sense too, right? Point guard controlling a lot of the tempo. You have to notice your advantages, whether it's numbers or the way the ball bounces off the rim for a rebound. If Nebraska trusts its, quote unquote point guard in Dylan Raiola, I think that's the perfect opportunity to say, hey, we trust this kid to make good decisions on the fly. We trust that we can speed it up and slow it down with him in control and not put too much on his plate, right?
I think he's shown. As with a point guard, right? I've been in situations where we had young point guards where the coach would literally dang near call a lot of the sets, right? And then you get to a point where the point guard has a really good understanding and a good grasp about what we want to do on the court. It's the same thing on the field. What we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. I think you earn that. And a lot of the stuff that he's done early on has shown that he has a capability of doing those type of things where you don't really have to put you can give him a 5 set play and 5 sets of plays and say, hey, if we get these are available to us, let's go. And I think you can trust him with that. But that's going to depend on how the OC seals it in Satterfield. So we'll, hopefully be able to see it. I agree.
Let's go to break here. When we get back, we'll play some trivia for $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Normally it's the shootout with Strick. With Stricky Remote, we'll just do the tiebreaker question here. Get your typing fingers ready at 402-464-5685. Short segment to wrap up hour one of On the Block when we get back. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the professional middleweight championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Still using that old, outdated office phone system? You need better. At Hamilton, we offer solutions for the modern office. Whether you have an office full of staff or your employees work remotely and are on the go, Seamless call handling is important. Elevate your communication and connect seamlessly with clients and staff with Hamilton Business Phone Systems. Choose better and hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
Well, we are not playing the game, so hold the phones. Typing fingers are what you need out and ready here, because we do still have $30 to give away courtesy of our wonderful friends at Buffalo Wings and Rings. Here's the thing. It is a road game on Saturday. Stop by, early in the morning, get your cup of coffee, hang out with us here during pregame, then get yourself down to 68th and O or 40th and Old Cheney. Watch the game with our friends at Buffalo Wings and Rings. It will be even easier for you to do that with $30 in hand, as we're just going to play our tiebreaker question here for the shootout with Strick. Stricky, I'm going to have you think back to the most recent NFL draft. Who was your favorite quarterback in the NFL draft?
The recent one?
Yeah. Your boy.
CJ Stroud.
Now, that's 2 drafts ago.
Last year?
Yeah. Heisman winner.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. That's right.
Yeah.
He did it again last night, Stricky. He started 3 games for the Commanders. In 2 of those games, the Commanders have scored on every drive except kneel down. So here's the trivia question. Jaden Daniels now has 3 career starts and has led 2 games where his team has scored on every drive except kneel downs. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Patrick Mahomes have combined to do that same thing the same number of times as Jaden Daniels. So how many career starts do Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Patrick Mahomes have between them?
Total, all of them?
Career starts for Brady, Brees, Manning, and Mahomes.
So all of them added together.
Yes.
For the
career
total.
number of starts for the total. Yes.
Okay. Bam, boom, bop. Bam. Can I get my calculator?
Do the math in your mind, right? You're
Golly, that's
your mental
crazy.
right, Stricky.
Okay, bam, boom. Bam, boom.
Carry the 1, divide by 7, drop the 3.
4 players. 682.
Stricky says 682. Over, under, or push. We'll do texter number. Let's see. Stricky, were you in a golf foursome today?
Yeah.
Okay. Texter number 4. Over, under, or push 682. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Over, under, push 682. Texter number 4 with the right answer will get the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. We'll go to break. When we get back, we'll dive into the NFL, including what Jaden Daniels is doing. Are the Commanders different now? Are they fun to watch? We'll dive into that, as well as Bills Jaguars, as we react to Monday Night Football and the rest of the weekend in the NFL. And then there's an interesting article from The Ringer. NBA people with pressure on them, players, coaches, front office members. Season is just 4 weeks away. So we'll talk a little NBA personnel with some pressure on them, all ahead in hour number 2 of On the Block, proudly brought to you by Nebco.
One other thing before we go to break. I was gonna have Alan and John join, but I stepped out early because I was like, we was just on hole 1. We still have 4 holes to go, and we were waiting like crazy. So if they get here in time, hopefully we'll be able to grab them and bring them on the show today. But they're still out there, and I couldn't do it. I had to get to the block. Baby.
Hey, we appreciate you, Stricky. Stay tuned. We might have some special guests in hour 2 of On the Block. Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a few showers are possible this morning, but we'll see mostly sunny skies this afternoon and a high around 79. Tonight, mostly clear skies and calm winds, the low around 52. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine and light winds with an afternoon high around 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the Professional Middleweight Championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainert with this week's 93.7 The Ticket High School Athlete of the Week, presented by 3 Pillars Performance. Congrats to Wahoo's Kip Brigham, who had 14 carries, 362 rushing yards, and 8 total touchdowns in Wahoo's win over Aurora. High School Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com. Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Starter Heyman Jewelers. My grandpa Don always made sure that our diamonds are the most exceptional you could find in the world. That's why we're introducing our exclusive Heartland Diamond Collection. If you're ready to add some sparkle to your life that you can see from across the room, the Heartland Diamond is for you. Stop in to Starter Heyman to see for yourself. Until next time, happy shopping, guys!
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in hour 2 of a Tuesday show. Austin Orman with you in the 93.7 Ticket Studios. E-Strick is remote for charity. Good guy E-Strick, always on that charity golf grind. This is On the Block, brought to you by NEBCO. They're hiring for constructors and ready-mixed concrete. Easiest way to check those out if you're interested is by visiting constructorsinc.com. Or no, NEBCOinc.com. Sorry, NEBCOinc.com. If you want to join constructors, guess what? Laborers' wages start at $23 and up based on your experience. And if you want to drive for ready-mix drivers, they're hiring CDL drivers. You can start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus, as well as great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they will even pay for your CDL training. 402-464-5685. Let us know how your NFL team did this week. Who do you want us to talk about first? That's what we're jumping into here. And that was the basis for our Shootout with Strick tiebreaker trivia question. In 3 starts, Jaden Daniels has had 2 games where his team has scored on every drive outside of kneel downs. Twice in 3 starts is a much better ratio than Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Patrick Mahomes combined. Stricky said 682 career starts. The answer, 1,094 career starts is all twice. Wow. Is the only amount of times that those 4, 3 legendary quarterbacks and one that's well on his way to doing that. Obviously, Strick, it's a small sample size, but through 3 weeks, we are seeing everything that's made Jane Daniels so fun. The deep ball was there. He's made some pretty quick decisions. He's moved the ball with his legs. I don't know if the Commanders are good, but at least Jane Daniels is fun, and that's a huge step in the right direction for that franchise.
Yeah, that franchise needed a shot of adrenaline in the arm because they'd been struggling to figure it out. I don't know when the struggle began. I think maybe when they made the decision for RG3, it just seemed like it went south. I hadn't really seen much great quarterback play, and it helped me if I'm missing it. I might be missing it, but I just really hadn't. It's been very bad, and it's obviously shown. And then they've had flashes where other aspects of their game would just kind of flash, and they would make these nice little runs. At one point, the NFC East was really tough, from top to bottom. From the Giants, we were looking at one point a few years where looked like all of them might get to the playoffs, but that didn't necessarily happen because it's too hard to do, and you're on the same division. But my question then becomes: is he like Jalen Hurts? Are we going to see? I think Jalen Hurts had a lot of weapons, but is he going to be that again? It's going to depend on how people deal with the success. It's the same thing we're talking about in Nebraska football. How are you going to deal with success? What type of work are you going to put in? There are guys like Kobe Bryant. There's guys like Michael Jordan. I even say to an extent LeBron. They put in extra work because he has developed. There was one of the things you could say he couldn't shoot. But is Jaden Daniels going to continue the work? You see what I'm saying? Like, each year, is there going to be an expansion of his game? Are you going to see something? And then you can add on to him. The window is now, though. They need to start adding and doing the things now while he's still in his rookie contract.
Well, as we've seen, Strick, the window for a lot of NFL teams is the first 4, maybe 5 years of a young quarterback's career, right? With the way rookie scale contracts are set up now, the Commanders really have, after this year, 3 more years to make a playoff push, right? Because Jaden Daniels, like you said, there are going to be ups and downs. There are with absolutely every, quarterback, whether they're old or young. But with a guy like Jaden Daniels, the sky isn't even the limit for him. What he's able to do with his physical abilities, Cliff Kingsbury did a pretty good job of, scheming things up for him, right? Daniels hit the easy ones, made some big plays as well. But man, if you're the Commanders, there's got to be a sense of urgency, whether it's at the trade deadline this year or moving into this offseason, to really maximize the next 3 years, right?
Yeah, it's got to happen, and you want it to happen, especially now that the team is, like you said, fun again. They're experiencing, a little life, and with that, when you have that kind of life, you want to continue to just take advantage of it, and I think that's what they need to do right now. Like, the time is now. I think when you look at it, the Cowboys are down. Philly is shaky. You know what I mean? And the Giants are okay. It's not great with them either. So it's now. Go get it.
Philly did have a nice win over the New Orleans Saints. Vic Fangio strikes again, really shut down. I mean, the highest powered offense in the NFL through 2 weeks was the New Orleans Saints. Saints led the game 3-0 at halftime, but I believe only kicked field goals. As far as, Saquon Barkley was that guy for Philly, right? 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's all Philly scores in. But Strick, the Eagles are they're fine. They're not elite. The Saints, I think, we're still in wait-and-see mode on. The Cowboys had the Ravens at home, right? Ravens hadn't won a game in their first 2 tries. And Dallas looked so bad through 3 quarters. They're down 28-6 entering the fourth, put up 19 points to make it look better than it actually was. Dak Prescott only 28 for 51. Does this tell you more about Dallas and its issues, or maybe that, hey, Baltimore might have actually figured something out moving forward?
I think it's still a work in progress. One of the things that they did is they took advantage of Dallas Cowboys and their porous run defense, right?
Yeah, 25 for 151 and 2 tutties for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, D. Henry, man, just ran roughshod. He did whatever he wanted to do. And shout out to the offensive line. They haven't really been able to protect Lamar, and I think they're just trying to figure out how they can try to move the ball, win, be creative in the run game so it can help out, until some their wide receiver core gets fully healthy or guys are able to step up and start making plays. And so, they were able to handle business.
14 carries, 87 yards for Lamar Jackson. That's 6.2 yards per carry, as well as a touchdown. But Stricky, what if I told you that he might not have had the most impressive weekend of any quarterback in the NFL? What if I told you your MVP frontrunner right now is Josh Allen, who just made NFL history last night against the Jacksonville Jaguars? He completed 75% of his passes, threw for 4 touchdowns, no turnovers, didn't take a sack, and led the Buffalo Bills in rushing yards. First time in NFL history a quarterback has done all of that. If you look at the expected numbers, Strick, the Bills are the best team in football pretty clearly through 3 weeks. But just like we've said about, the Cowboys for a couple years, the test for the Bills isn't the regular season. We know Josh Allen is a good quarterback and can put up numbers, but man, this has to continue into the postseason at some point for the Bills.
It's a weird thing, right? And we've talked on the show where we've had discussions on NFL franchise, NBA franchises that we feel have the curse on them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This I hate to say this because I love, I got love for Jay Foreman and stuff, and what they be trying to do with with his relationship with the Bills. But are they cursed? Because obviously you lose 4 or 5 straight? Is it 5 straight? 5 straight Super Bowls. You get there, you have some of the better teams. You're trying to knock down your nemesis, and you just can't do it. It's like it seems like they got a little bad juju operating over their heads, man. It's crazy.
Josh Allen is playing like the best quarterback in football right now. But Strick, there's a few examples throughout the NFL of kind of cast-offs playing their role. I think about Sam Darnold, who has looked really good for Minnesota. The Bandit says Vikings skull. Railroader Matt says Sam Darnold for MVP. The Vikings just keep on keeping on. 34-7. They take down the Houston Texans in Minneapolis. Big credit to Brian Flores and that defense for keeping CJ Stroud and company off balance. But Sam Darnold is still 27. He's younger than Joe Burrow. Is looking like he's having a bit of a career resurgence. You look at Malik Willis in Green Bay, what Matt LaFleur has been able to do with him and, win 2 straight games with Jordan Love being out over the Colts and over the Titans. So now we'll see what that competition ends up looking like at the end of the year. But everyone, including myself, wrote Malik Willis off, right? I didn't think Tennessee was necessarily fair to him, but they also didn't have a coach cater to Malik Willis like Matt LaFleur has done. And then Thomas and Lincoln, we got to get to it here. The Panthers. Andy Dalton comes in replace of Bryce Young, 26-37, 319 yards, and 3 touchdowns. There's a lot of great quarterback play in the league between Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and others, but there's a lot of good coaching going on as well with the Panthers, the Vikings, and then the Packers winning games despite not having, their, quote-unquote franchise savior quarterbacks play well or at all.
Does it give you pause as far as the discussion of Bryce Young, right? Because at the end of the day, a veteran, somebody that has done it, he's had great successful years, especially in Cincinnati, and now all of a sudden he takes over the helm and does that. Is it flukish? Is it because you had to change the game a little bit because of their styles are a little bit different? What is it? What is it that caused the success of a backup to come in and do what he did, but your guy who had been there now, got to ask questions like, did you just miss the mark? Is he really not him? Is it something else about him that's not being able to get the job done? Or, somebody that had that kind of success, you can't say it's the offense, right?
No, not at this point.
Or can you say it's a team they played? I don't know. That's a tough one.
So the Panthers ended up playing the Raiders, who were not good, but not bottom of the barrel horrible by any means.
But their rush defense is good. Their pass rush is good. You know what I'm saying? They're maybe in the run they may be a little bit suspect, but they're Crosby and all those guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if you look at what the Raiders were able to do, they only mustered 2 sacks against Carolina. And I think some of that, Strick, is, the offensive line played well, but Bryce Young has just always looked hesitant, right? Maybe it's his height, maybe it's uncomfortability with the speed of the game, whatever it is. Bryce Young has taken a lot of sacks through 2 years or a year and change, essentially, of his NFL career. I think you saw the difference between, maybe a guy that's just out over his skis, plenty talented, right? I don't want to write Bryce Young off completely right now. He's talented, but you can just tell the game looks a little fast for him, where Andy Dalton's been in the league since like 2012 or 2013. I don't think Andy Dalton did anything too crazy spectacular. Yeah, a few nice throws here and there, but you see a quarterback coach and Dave Canales take over as head coach of the Carolina Panthers. He put his quarterback in positions to succeed. I don't think he's sabotaging Bryce Young. I think he's trying to do the same thing. I just don't think Bryce Young is ready right now to take advantage of what his play caller is giving him or even what defenses are giving him at this stage in his NFL career.
Yeah, the question then becomes, is it really time to maybe make a trade or to move Bryce Young? Maybe a change of scenery. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it just needs that. And you just kind of get behind. Maybe he becomes the next Malik Willis. I don't think he's a bad guy or a bad quarterback. I think he needs to develop. He needs to get bigger, stronger. Size a little bit. I think he, like you said, that hesitation, not wanting to fail. That sometimes creeps in the head of people where there's so much expectation. There's an expectation put on your head when you're the number 1 quarterback drafted in the NFL. Like it's a huge expectation on you, and sometimes there's such a heavy want to succeed that there's a hesitancy because you don't also want to fail, right? So you want to succeed, but that hesitancy of not wanting to make mistakes, not wanting to throw interceptions, not wanting to fumble, not wanting, to call the wrong check. Not, there's all these things that sometimes can creep into your head, and
you just hope that he could just be able to settle down and have really a moment where he can get behind a good quarterback where he can learn and develop the professional aspect of it.
You asked, is he on the Malik Willis, plan on the Malik Willis path? Strick, I would almost say it might be closer to Justin Fields, right? Fields a better athlete than Bryce Young and get outside the pocket. That's where he was most successful in Chicago. But you can't do that all the time against NFL defenses. Justin Fields hasn't been perfect. He's been pretty darn good, though, with Pittsburgh. I mean, his one interception came against the Chargers. It was tipped around, kind of a fluky play. But Justin Fields was another one of those young quarterbacks that looked hesitant, that took too many sacks because of it, was a little bit loose with the ball, still is when it comes to fumbles. But Bryce Young has as much arm talent as Justin Fields. I feel comfortable saying that. We saw it for a few years at Alabama. What did it take for Justin Fields? The right offensive coordinator, I think the right head coach in Mike Tomlin, that change of scenery you're talking about. I don't know if Justin Fields is a star. I don't think he's going to be. But if he can be an average starter, Pittsburgh's not going to finish at the bottom of the AFC North like I thought they were going to coming into the year. They're leading it at 3-0 right now.
Right. Does his trajectory to you, style to you, sometimes system quarterbacks fit right into certain systems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Russell Wilson to me is a system quarterback. I think the system of what they had going in Seattle, great defense, the ability to create more time, and a great running game, and you were able to work play action with big plays, and it was a very good kind of West Coast big play action type of system where they got the ball out quick, fast, shifty guys, Lockett and those type of guys, making plays for you. Do you see him as a system quarterback, or fit in the right system he could thrive?
I think so. I mean, I was so high on Justin Fields coming out of college. Even when he was at Georgia, not really getting a chance, I was kind of surprised that Georgia didn't lean into him as the wave of the future. Obviously, it worked out for them, right? Stetson Bennett ends up leading them to a couple natties, or a natty. They went back-to-back, didn't they? Yeah. Anyways, Georgia's really good. They made the right choice with Stetson Bennett. They've been at the top of the sport for a while. But I don't think Ohio State did anything wrong with Justin Fields. I thought, Ryan Day's a good coach. But he was able to, I think, transcend anything scheme-related in college because he was just that much better than the defensive backs, right? The competition goes up a level in the NFL. So sometimes you're a star in college. It doesn't necessarily translate in the same way to the NFL. I don't know if Justin Fields is a ceiling raiser type of quarterback. I don't see Justin Fields ever winning a Super Bowl as a primary starter. Could he fill in and lead a team to a division title? Absolutely. Could he win a playoff game? Sure. I think Justin Fields is going to be one of those guys that I think this Arthur Smith style fits him pretty well. I could see him even fitting like a San Francisco style of offense decently well. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that I think more so than, again, we're going to throw these names out there because he's not them. Patrick Mahomes transcends style. Matt Nagy might be holding him back, and that's a conversation for a different time. But Mahomes is doing his job, right? Josh Allen, supremely talented. You run a scheme for him, but he is the scheme more so than anything else. Same with Lamar Jackson. Same with, maybe even Jane Daniels down the road. I hope it's that way with Anthony Richardson. Justin Fields is a talented athlete, right? Dude can move. Maybe not as raw, gifted athletically as some of those top guys, but good enough as a processor, especially with what he's learned through his time under Mike Tomlin with Arthur Smith just so far in Pittsburgh. Justin Fields, I think, is showing that maybe Pittsburgh's his home for the long term, but more likely, Strick, I think that Justin Fields and his agent need to do a really good job, if he ever moves on from Pittsburgh, of making sure he goes to a team, a coach, an offensive coordinator that knows what he can do and what he can't do, right? Not to say he can't be pushed and expected to improve or challenge himself to grow, but at the end of the day, you got 60 minutes of football to play. You got a certain number of snaps. You can't spend too many of them on the theory of what Justin Fields could be. And I think Pittsburgh deserves credit. I think Green Bay, even Carolina, and certainly Minnesota deserve credit for what they've done with their backup quarterbacks, their second choices right now. in not wasting time trying to figure out what they can be, but instead operating under, this is what this guy is. This is what he can do for us. Let's maximize that.
Yeah. So it's not really a system. It's really just understanding your personnel and where their strengths and their weaknesses are and playing to that, basically. So I get it. Yeah, I like that.
Last thing then for you here, Strick, the Kansas City Chiefs just keep getting away with it. It doesn't seem like the Chiefs have played their A game in a while. I'm going to put some of this on Matt Nagy. Again, I'm not in the coaching room. I don't know what goes into it. I thought he was an interesting, curious choice to replace Eric Bieniemy when Bieniemy left. Maybe he's the coach in waiting after Andy Reid eventually retires. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes' average depth of target has gone way down. Even if defense is playing, more deep safeties, Josh Allen's still throwing the ball downfield. The Chiefs aren't. It kind of feels like the Chiefs' offense is handicapping itself to some degree. Maybe Travis Kelce not being at the top of his game anymore is in play. Maybe, Rashee Rice isn't a true number one. Pacheco being out certainly hurts. But Strick, my point for all of this is that the Chiefs' defense under Steve Spagnuolo is incredible, has been for a handful of years now. If the offense ever gets it figured out, I don't think we're going to have, these same conversations about Kansas City. I think the games will look close because Kansas City's getting conservative in not unleashing Patrick Mahomes and letting him elevate the talent around him.
Do you see frustration in him? You know what I mean? Like, I noticed that I've seen it at times, but I can't say it's in full blown mode right now. It's not fully blown out, but if it continues, I think you'll start to see some facial frustration from him. So hopefully they'll get that adjusted. They need to figure it out. I don't know if they're ready for a three-peat run, but I think they're very capable.
I'm trying to find the stat. I think the Chiefs are, I think they've won their last 9 games or something like that by a total of 54 points. That's not a lot, right? They don't necessarily make things easy for themselves all the time. And it's hard to not make things easy for yourself when you have, right now, the greatest quarterback of his generation. So I don't understand what's going on with the Chiefs as a non-Chiefs fan. Maybe they deserve to lose a few here, right? If they're going to keep doing this to themselves. Now, do I want them to reawaken the Patrick Mahomes beast and let him go off again? Neutral football observer, yes, it would be fun. Let's see it. As a fan of an AFC team, please absolutely keep him capped and handicap yourself. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Anything else from the NFL weekend that stood out to you here real quick, Stricky?
No, it just a lot of games that aren't very close. I think that's the thing that's been standing out. It hasn't been a whole bunch of nail biters when you're watching NFL football. At times, I turn it off. I feel like this isn't as good as I was hoping it would be. So that's the part I probably would notice most.
Yeah, I mean, you get scores like 47-10 Bills over the Jaguars. You get a 24-3 Seahawks over the Dolphins, 26-7 Broncos over the Bucks, 34-7 Vikings over the Texans. And that to me might be the surprise of the weekend that Minnesota was able to do that to Houston. Stricky, we're 4 weeks away from the start of the NBA season. We haven't talked much NBA in a while. Thought there's an interesting article out there about some players, some coaches, and some personnel with some pressure on them. I want to dive into that with you, former NBA player, 9-year vet Eric Strickland, when we get back to On the Block, brought to you by NEPCO.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11. Located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxing on Saturday, October 5th with Roughnecks at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. 8 bouts are scheduled for the night, including the main event of Dwayne Johnson and Jack Lawless Frericks in the Professional Middleweight Championship bout. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday at 8 p.m. for Millard South versus Lincoln Southeast. The 3-1 Patriots bring their high-powered offense led by quarterback Jet Tamala to Lincoln to face off against the 3-1 overall Knights who just beat Norfolk last Thursday night. Kickoff is slated for 8 p.m. with pregame coverage coming your way at 7:45 p.m. from Seacrest Field. It's the Millard South Patriots and the Lincoln Southeast Knights right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you for another half an hour or so before we turn things over to DP and Jay for Old School. Like I mentioned, going into the break, 4 weeks away from the start of the NBA season. And Strick, there's an interesting article out here from The Ringer about players, front office executive, coaches, whoever, with just a lot of pressure on them. A guy we touched on briefly leads off this article. Joel and Stricky's gone. Where's Stricky? Stricky better be on his way. Okay. Well, anyways, this article from The Ringer talked about players that have a lot of pressure on them. We'll start with Joel Embiid, right? Just signed a huge contract extension to remain with the Philadelphia 76ers. My guess is that it would take him through the end of his career. He's only 31 right now, but I think if you sign this extension, it means Joel Embiid probably remains in Philly for the foreseeable future. 3-year, $192.9 million extension for him. So, Stricky, let's just start with Joel Embiid. A lot of pressure on him. Philly hasn't, made the finals in a long time. Last I remember would have been Allen Iverson in 2001. How much pressure on Joel Embiid is there, for a playoff run, but also to be the focal point? Is Joel Embiid still the center of the center point of the Sixers, or is this starting to become Tyrese Maxey's team and Embiid's just a really well paid second banana?
So for me, I think when I look at this whole situation, I think they signed it knowing that you're not going to find probably a Joel Embiid type in the draft. So that's not going to happen. You saw that there was a really good 1-2 combination between the two. When they're together, when they're off, you got to see how hard it was for Tyrese Maxey and the group. So they added pieces. This is an evaluation year for me, Austin. Meaning they're gonna weigh this out. They're gonna look and see whose team it is over the course of probably these next 2 years. And then that's when they're going to decide on how they're going to probably structure things, who's it going to run through. And so this is like a 2-year test window of observations to see who's going to be the guy. I think that's what's going on. Knowing you can't find another one like him. You're not going to find anything that can duplicate who Joel Embiid is. You're not going to find it.
Right. Not what he can be at his potential. And again, 2-time scoring champ, won an MVP as well. Like Joel Embiid at the top of his game, unstoppable, hasn't necessarily translated to the postseason. You can say the same thing about the next guy on the Ringer's list here, Strick, Damian Lillard. What a weird situation it was for the Milwaukee Bucks. They trade for him, obviously not Dame Lillard's preferred destination. It wasn't Miami, but you think that you get Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo paired up in the pick and roll, should be pretty smooth sailing offensively. It wasn't necessarily that way. Plus, with the loss of Jrue Holiday, the defense suffered a little bit. Dame not nearly as stout a defender. And Stricky, Dame doesn't have a ring either, right? He was brought in to be that supporting piece alongside Giannis. And, despite a good regular season record, felt like an underwhelming season for the Bucks. How much pressure is there on Dame Lillard to get back to being, Dame Dollar, Dame time, all that sort of stuff? Stricky?
I definitely love talking about Dame Lillard, my guy, but I got to bring my guy in. I got to bring my guy in. John Starks in the building. There he is.
What's up?
John Starks is here. Hey, so John, I want to celebrate you, man, because what you've done here in the New York area and what you've done for the kids, as you're going around the golf course, you get to see all of the kids who have come through his program. You get to see all of the kids who they're taking care of and sending them to college and, getting them an opportunity to do bigger and better things in life. 30 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
30 years.
1994 when we started this. Yeah, been amazing. Been an amazing run. And I just can't thank all of the people that have supported and guys like yourselves. And it's just been incredible. You know what I mean? I in my wildest dreams, I didn't know this would last 30 years. But as you know, you got to have good people, and I got a great director named Jennifer Alford, who's really been taking the bull by the horn, so to speak, and really been running with this. And we've just been doing our thing and truly helping a lot of lives and changing a lot of lives, with the foundation. So it's been a blessing.
So we've been talking about the Philadelphia 76ers. I'd love to ask you this question, being that John is works in an executive capacity for the New York Knicks, and obviously the Knicks have thrived. They've done some tremendous things and some additions, and solidifying. And Jalen Brunson, I mean, they got Jalen on steel. Let's be honest about it. But we're talking about Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
signing another extension, a big contract, and they're kind of in they're kind of in a zone where they're trying to possibly evaluate, is he going to be the guy or is it going to be Tyrese Maxey?
Oh yeah.
How do you view it when you look at the Sixers, what they've done, what they're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, no, they're doing a tremendous job. Obviously, you got to go through Embiid. Tyrese is an incredible, awesome young player. He just got a great upside to him. Got a motor and very confident out there on the floor. But they're going to be tough to handle this year, obviously, adding PG. And, they got picked up Drummond. And they're going to be a tough matchup this year. But we're going to be very good. The Knicks and bringing in Mikal Bridges and signing OG back. And, unfortunately, we're not going to have Mitch until January, I think is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're going to be pretty good. So I'm excited about that. But Philadelphia, really that whole Eastern Conference is going to be tough this year. As you know, Boston, obviously, the champions this year. And, and that's what we fight for, to, go through them, obviously, because you had to say they're the champions. You had to go through them in order to win it. And so, but we're excited about our chances this year.
That's what's up. John coming straight off the golf course to chat with your boy, man. So
that's my man right here. Just so you know.
No doubt about it. It's a lot of love here, man. We appreciate you taking a stop. We know we got some good food, some good drinks here. Again, what's next for the next 10, 20, 30 years of the Starch Foundation?
Man, I always think about what my mother said, just give me the tools and I'll take it from there. And that's all we try to do, is give these kids an opportunity and then let them run with it, and, if no one there to help them out or kind of guide them, then they're going to be lost. And so what we're trying to do is provide, money for them to be able to go to school and further their education. Because as we know, and you hear it all the time, without education, you can't go nowhere in this world. And so we continue to do that, continue to make sure that these kids understand how important the role is for them to do what they do, then play it forward.
Yeah.
And that's very important. So we have some of our scholarship recipients in the past come back and continue to work with the foundation. That's them paying it forward. And so we continue to do that. And we're excited about the next 20 years. So we're just trying to keep this thing rolling.
My man. Thank you for stopping by, John. We appreciate you. Hey, so yeah, man, John wanted to stop by, man, say what's up to us, man. We appreciate him for doing so. But I didn't mean to get off that, but I had to get my guy while I had it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you for grabbing John Starks. Appreciate him stopping by the show here. Stricky, I think there's a lot of pressure on Julius Randle, too, as we jump back into that conversation briefly. I mean, the talk is about the Nova Knicks, right? You lose Isaiah Hartenstein in the middle. He was kind of an underrated hero and key. But Julius Randle was out for that Knicks playoff run, as were a lot of people by the end of it. Julius Randle is a good player, but does he elevate the Knicks? I think this is a big year for Julius Randle. Are you still in the same boat as I am, that Julius Randle feels more like a trade chip for the Knicks than a piece of their next, playoff series winning team?
So a little birdie told me, let me just say that.
Okay.
Being out here talking to a little birdie, around. They have big hopes and big aspirations for him. They think that the versatility, and when you look at the analytics and the numbers, one of the things that they like is that they were at one particular record that they liked was that when they did play together, it was like they were 9-1. So they feel good about it. I think it's going to be interesting to see that Julius now
comes to the realization that this is Jalen Brunson's team and how he's going to be able to be effective. I think Julius Randle being a strong 2 or a magnificent 3, if he's willing to, fulfill that role, he still could, with his versatility, could be pretty dangerous. What they do need is they need another front court guy. I think they feel bad that they didn't go after it. Maybe they missed out on like an Andre Drummond when they could have got him for the low. You know what I'm saying? Because really, that's what it's going to come down to too. One, you're going to need some size. Maybe not so much in the East, but when you start to get into championship play and you may be looking towards facing someone out west, you're going to definitely need that. And when you look out, with the West as well, when you look at Minnesota, you look at Denver, you even look at the Lakers, you're going to want definitely some size to be able to mitigate some of that, the problems that happen out on the West side.
Yeah, no, I think that makes perfect sense here. Stricky, I'll let you get rested up. Thanks for popping on to the show, my friend. We'll handle crossover back here. Thanks for popping on. Get rested, get that jacuzzi, get that massage, whatever it is you need. Hydrate, maybe a banana too.
One of the Giants' best running backs right there, Rodney Hampton. What's up, my boy? Good. I'm on my show. We about to go to break, but hey, I had to say what's up. Rod Hampton in the building. What's going on, baby? Yeah. We do it. We hang around stars out here. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. On the block. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be back in studio.
There you go. We'll get Stricky back tomorrow. We'll go to break, cross it over with Old School after this.
Landmark Implement helps you put dirt in its place with increased accuracy and greater speed thanks to the John Deere Smart Grade. This fully integrated 3D grade control system boosts job site productivity and reduces labor costs with fewer passes and less wasted material, meaning more bids won and higher margins. No masts, no cables, just clear views of the job site. Visit your local Landmark Implement today and discover the profit-boosting power of the Smart Grade and experience the Landmark difference.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Are you looking for a new spot to relax and unwind? The Post, located on the south side of the Telegraph District on the corner of 20th and N Street, is perfect for a group hangout or a relaxing evening. The Post has plenty of exciting events open to the public, like Whiskey Wednesday and poker tournaments on Sundays. Looking for a spot for a private event? Ask them about their indoor patio. The Post, located at 20th and N Street in Lincoln.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday at 8 p.m. for Millard South versus Lincoln Southeast. The 3-1 Patriots bring their high-powered offense led by quarterback Jet Tamala to Lincoln to face off against the 3-1 overall Knights, who just beat Norfolk last Thursday night. Kickoff is slated for 8 p.m. with pregame coverage coming your way at 7:45 p.m. from Seacrest Field. It's the Millard South Patriots and the Lincoln Southeast Knights, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
HealthLink is elevating the human experience with holistic health, weight loss, nutrition, fitness, and wellness solutions. They offer one-on-one health coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. HealthLink provides nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacement snacks, and supplements. But that's not all. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Find your missing link with HealthLink today on the southeast corner of 70th and Pioneers or by phone at 402-858-9356. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Appreciate the homie E-Strick popping in from the golf course. Appreciate John Starks stopping by for a segment talk with Stricky. There it is, John Starks' charity golf event that Eric Strickland is out at. We turn from the 9-year NBA vet to the longtime NFL vet, Jay Foreman, for the crossover with Old School. Jay, what's good? Welcome in.
What's happening?
A lot going on in football. I know you and DP are going to get to it. I saw this tweet, though, from someone that covers the Colts that says we might be having Brady Manning 2.0 in the NFL right now with Mahomes and Allen. One quarterback playing mediocre football but winning championships with a top 2 defense. The other quarterback putting up stats out of his mind but coming up short every year. Fair, not fair, bits and pieces true?
I think it's majority true. I mean, obviously last year Mahomes wasn't Mahomes-esque, but normally he's pretty dang good. But yeah, I mean, right now you got Josh Allen. You know, people don't realize the last 3 times they played, Josh Allen hasn't had a turnover and has 5 or 6 touchdowns. I mean, Stephon Diggs makes that catch last year right in his hands, and you're 10, 12, $15 million wide receiver. Buffalo probably goes on to the Super Bowl. Now, whether they win or not, we'll see. But, you know, look, a lot has changed around Josh Allen. It seems to a little bit of my surprise and the league surprise. I think he stepped his game up from a efficiency standpoint as a passer.
I've been going back and forth with Dirty Tony and the boys here on the text line. He's getting mad at me for loving on the Royals, but not the Chiefs. First of all, I have never claimed to be a Chiefs fan, right? That has been well discussed on this show and on Old School. I am a Royals fan, but I'm a Colts fan, right? It's weird. I get it. I'm not anti-Kansas City. I enjoy watching Mahomes and that offense click when it's at its best. But that's why I think what we're seeing with the Chiefs, Jay, is maybe a little bit frustrating. I get for Chiefs fans, but also, maybe for, a team like the Colts or whoever who's beaten Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs a couple times now. Eric Bieniemy left after the 2022 season. Before, Matt Nagy took over, Eric Bieniemy had Patrick Mahomes throwing downfield. I get it. The NFL has changed a little bit. Things have changed. But Matt Nagy, the last 2 years, Patrick Mahomes isn't throwing downfield nearly as much. Average depth of target on his passes, 6.5 yards down to 5.2 yards.
Yeah.
Average depth of target this year. It kind of feels like the Chiefs are handicapping Patrick Mahomes. Rice can go downfield. Worthy can go and get it. Maybe some of that's Kelsey slowing
Brown.
down. Hollywood being out there. Juju Smith-Schuster would have been, 22 or is he 23? Either way, he's more over the middle, but not just a catch and run within 5 yards kind of guy.
Yeah, he's an intermediate. He's not a short route guy. He's an intermediate. They have plenty of options, and their backup tight end is pretty good too. Number 83,
Bell
is good. And even their third tight end is really good because remember he had to step in at times last year for Bell. I don't know what their offense identity is. I think Matt Nagy is trying to figure stuff out. Probably, I think from Chicago.
Yeah.
Because it's more emphasis on the run game, which Eric Bieniemy, pounded the ball more. What's crazy is Eric Bieniemy pounded the ball more as they started to go to championship mode. And that's when Spags started to crank up his blitz and different coverages because they started to kind of get, used to that defensive game plan for that year. I'm not sure what Matt Nagy's doing. And if the Chiefs don't get Kelsey going, this might be a year where you kind of like, I'll compare it to here in Nebraska in 1996. Immensely more talented team compared to last year, more mature team, young superstars, right? And you might not get over the edge, but they've always seemed to get it going. I don't know what's going on with Kelsey. He looks like he's in good shape. He looks still fast. It's just like they're not featuring him as much. To have 8 targets in 3 games. I mean,
that's it.
You just
even if he's a postseason player, even if he's Draymond Green in that way, where he cranks it up for 4 games in the postseason, 8 targets through 3 games. Are you kidding me?
He's just getting a whole bunch of cardio right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think they target him 11 times and had 11 catches. What was it in March or February or
in the divisional round?
Yeah, in the divisional round against Baltimore.
No, that's against Buffalo. Buffalo was 11-11, and then he did Baltimore.
Baltimore was like 8 of 8.
Yeah.
So it was like 19 of 19 with no drops. And it was obviously it was a one-man wrecking crew. Then all of a sudden now it seemed like you're trying to move on and do some things. Maybe they're trying to take Spags type of mentality of let's see what we can get away with. And then as we get to about game 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10, we'll really hone in. But it's not about being fair. You're not even being true or fair to yourself. You're not even being true or fair to Mahomes.
You're handicapping yourself. You're tying a hand behind your back when you don't need to. They've won 9 straight games, testament to them, how good they are, by 54 points. That is the lowest cumulative total of points any team that's ever gone on a 9-game win streak in the NFL has ever had.
And they've been extremely healthy. And so that means, and also you've been extremely lucky.
Yeah.
That you're that healthy and things have fallen your way, right? You got to think, I imagine McDonald and the offensive coordinator at Baltimore probably would like
Monken.
Monken especially would like.
Well, McDonald's up in Seattle.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying his defensive game plan not to double Kelsey.
Yeah,
Monken's game plan to only run it 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
When you ran it so effectively, efficiently, 5 different ways during the season, you played into Kansas City's hand. If you play Monken this year, now granted, Baltimore's off to a slow start. If they start to get that bad boy cranked up like they did against Dallas, you in trouble.
Yeah.
And then if you play against a team with a next level defense, with the ultimate equalizer for any defense in the league with like Pittsburgh, with Justin Fields or a combination of Russell Wilson / Justin Fields, and you could be in trouble because you got to think. Just flip it back to last year, beginning of the season. Justin Fields essentially one-man ganged against the Chiefs and took them all the way to the very last possession. And that's with, not much, surrounding the help around him in the skill position. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the Chiefs doing. It's first world problem, Super Bowl champion problem,
big time.
Because they're still winning. But each season, and we're seeing this here with Nebraska, each season, each game, you're not just playing the game in the moment. That game kind of boils over. Either one's prior boil over to the present game, and the present game can boil over and get you on a hot streak, or be something that kind of is always hanging around. We said it, or I said it. That last year's championship was like a bonus baby or something. You know what I mean?
Surprise!
Like you got the things like, oh yeah, I'm only having a little boy or girl. Whoops! Well, I got triplets.
Right?
Yeah. And then, you know what? We don't want any more kids. You know,
we're good.
Right. So you just backdoored your way into a championship. So you would think like, oh, we're really gonna run through you right now. And I'm very surprised they haven't came out of the gates. Also because Andy Reid runs a pretty hard training camp.
Yeah.
So they should be ready to go. And then on the flip side, Aaron and the Jets they're ascending.
Might be figuring something out.
When you never would have thought they could get it together. Where are you right now,
Aaron? Where are you? We did hear from Aaron, not that Aaron, I don't think, on the text line before. But that's just the thing, Jay, is that between Josh Allen, the Jackson and Henry backfield in Baltimore, if the Jets, officially get it figured out, CJ Stroud got Brian Flores over the weekend, but I'm not necessarily worried about Houston. Point being, if I was a Chiefs fan, I would be happy with the two championships that they've won in a row, but extremely nervous because I think we saw this coming with Matt Nagy. He hasn't learned from Chicago. And no matter how good this defense is, it can be the best defense in the league. Pittsburgh's defense is legit. If Cleveland's defense gets there, it's legit. San Francisco might have lost some pieces. Philly just shut down the highest scoring offense in the NFL.
Is legit this year.
Right.
Seattle.
You don't have the margin for error to mess around for the first 3 weeks of the year to try to figure yourself out or just assume you can just, hit the nitro button and go.
Yeah, because you don't have that type of talent. You don't
Not
have
anymore.
Tyreek Hill anymore.
No.
And also Rice, it's only a matter of time. You assume he's going to be suspended for some time at some point during the season, right? Right. I mean, I would think. And then you have, Hollywood Brown. Can you really count on him for 16, 17 games? Obviously not.
Right.
And he's a kind of a one-trick pony.
Yep.
Very
Which
effective.
Gets exposed in the postseason often.
Yep. Because it just changes. And he played. He knew he was in a contract trade year last year. So was that the best? Did you buy
buying high?
Yeah. Did you were you too bullish on what you saw last year? Right. Because everything prior was a lot. Nah, I should have, probably pumped the brakes on it. And then you got a rookie in Worthy that's extremely fast, but he is not anywhere ready to be that playoff caliber. He's an add-on. And so, and then with Kelsey, you have to find different ways to get him the ball. And it's like when they did, he made two, he had 8 targets, and then he had 2 right away, and then they went away from him.
And he had, to be fair, he had a 41-yarder called back by penalty, so he still got it somewhere.
Well, yeah. So he hasn't really lost a step. It hasn't been anything, and he's been rather durable.
Oh, extremely
durable,
given what they ask of him.
Yeah, and so they better hope he doesn't have some sort of little injury. They'd be with Pachenko out. It's going to be a problem. I mean, Steele's a nice little story
for now.
And then you brought back Hunt, but this is Travis Kelce time. This would be Gronk time with Brady if somebody was out. This is the time that you got to really lean on the telepathic powers of those two, where you use the head nod. Okay, I got this, dude. I'm gonna
get us through till we get healthy. You'll get your break. Come up into the bye week in that week 12 to 14 range. We'll crank you back up 15, 16, 17 to go for the playoffs.
Exactly. And now you just started them off with a bye week or with bye weeks.
Yeah.
And it's I wonder if Andy Reid, sometimes this can happen if you're giving and I'm sure him and Matt Nagy are pretty close.
Yeah.
You're giving him too much leeway. But then also, it's like the Chiefs don't. I'm telling you one thing, and this is really, really true. The Chiefs, I think, don't strike the type of and this is also when we got over the fear of playing the Colts when I was playing. They don't strike the fear in you like they had before.
Right.
And that's because Tyreek Hill is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they kept Valdez-Scantling and if they kept Juju at somehow to get like a 2-for-1 deal, somewhat below market price, that's what they were going to be problems. Because also, here's what Patrick Mahomes did with those two guys. They're two big body receivers. He never had that before. He has pinpoint accuracy. So if you remember when Valdez-Scantling got going, then Juju Smith-Schuster kind of came on towards the end and really took off. He kind of started to get into Kansas City thing. Well, he could run away and you would be there. So he would put it. It was like having 3 tight ends, but you had 2 really, really, really fast tight ends.
You can split all the way out to the edge of the formation if you had to.
And in the playoffs, you got to think the coverage is going to be tighter. You get to be a little bit more physical. And, then both of them were gone in one offseason. You would like to kept one.
And you bring Juju back.
Yeah. But this is Juju after he was up and had Matt Patricia as his offensive coordinator.
Would you rather have Matt Nagy or Matt Patricia? Don't answer that question. Neither is a great option.
Yes, I would probably rather have Matt Nagy. At least he knows a little bit about the route tree. Matt Patricia,
but hey, neither one of them can hold a candle to Joe Judge.
Man, you got to have friends at the right time. Listen, you got to give it up, right? You got to give it. The Bachelor called a pretty good game last night.
Did he not?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff.
Listen, I don't know what type of Xenadrine he was on.
The good stuff, the right stuff.
My man was over there twitching and moving, and I know he was probably hyped up to kind of
Adam Gates style. Remember that from Adam Gates?
Adam Gates.
That was straight tweaking.
Yeah, Adam Gates was. He didn't come down from the night before. We haven't heard from him.
We have not.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, between him and Steve Peterson, where are they? We gotta have a Where's Waldo on our text line, but
I don't. He's not in football right now.
Cliff Kingsbury, I'm gonna give him credit. I didn't really like him as a head coach, and I'm talking about the relationships. Remember when he got hired? He was a USC. Well, he got fired from Texas Tech, which I don't really think they should have fired him because he's a former player. He was a really, really good coach. He fit Texas Tech. They were a little bit struggling right then. Texas Tech was not trying to win a Big 12 championship. No. So why are you firing the dude? He's recruiting and developing quarterbacks left and right and putting up numbers. Well, you fired him. He goes to USC, tight end coach for like 3 months. Mm-hmm. Right? Hadn't probably made any recruiting visits.
It says Thailand.
And then, that too. We'll leave. That's for after dark. But then he meets Sean McVay in the airport. Literally, hey, coach, what's up? Had coffee with him because they were probably in the Phoenix airport. His agent uses it like he's Sean McVay's like buddy. He gets a head coaching job.
Just like that.
Off the rip. Yeah. Just, hey, what's up? I need to be in movies. Next time I see Denzel says I should be an actor. So that start I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
What's this?
I don't know. There we go.
Uh-oh.
We got a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Okay.
Well, then as he started to coach Pocket Hercules,
mm-hmm.
then I was like, you know what? It's not Cliff Kingsbury. It's Pocket Hercules. I saw him play last week, and he's right. He's back who I know he is.
And then Jane Daniels looked like that dude. Let's leave it there because DP needs to sound off on Jane Daniels.
We're going to see.
I'm about to mad.
If he's not a fan now, then he
can never reclaim the fan card.
He might not. He might be kicked out of the DMV.
Oof. Tough scenes if that's what happens. And we'll get DP's opinion on that.
Did you hear that though? It is the sound of the door and the window of the Bengals closed officially.
0-3.
Yep.
Joe Burrow only 5-5 is a 7-point favorite. Not good, Cincy. Not good. Talk about it more on Old School. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more, plus porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
You can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions